Good evening, everyone. I'm Vanessa Falco, and I'm proud to serve in the Division of Housing for the City of Hoboken, where I focus on rent control, affordable housing, and educating tenants and landlords equally. It is an honor to welcome you here this evening for Mayor Ravi Bhalla's State of the City address. In my role, I work to protect tenants' rights, ensure access to affordable housing, and to help create a fair and equitable Hoboken for everyone. Tonight is extra special because in honor of Women's History Month, you'll be hearing from an incredible lineup of MCs, all of whom are women staffers serving right here in Hoboken City Hall. From public safety to public works, finance to community services, women are leading and shaping the future of this city. We're proud to celebrate the dedication, the leadership, the contributions of women who work tirelessly to make Hoboken a place that we all are proud of. Thank you again for being here, and now let's get started with tonight's program. Please welcome the Honor Guard.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Daisy Amato, and I'm super proud to serve as the Chief of Administrative Services for the Mayor and Business Administrator. It's an honor to welcome you to Mayor Bhalla's State of the City address, where we celebrate how far we've come and look to the exciting future ahead. I've had the privilege of working for the city since 2011. In addition to my daily responsibilities, I am the Secretary for the city's Self-Insurance Fund, and I am the ABC Board Secretary. I'm proud to be part of a team that keeps this incredible city moving forward. This is way more than a 9-to-5 job for me. It's a commitment to the community and to the people who make this city special. Now I invite you all to rise for the national anthem performed by the talented artistic director of Miles Square Theater, Kevin R. Free.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous night o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Kevin. That was so beautiful. Good evening. My name is Nora Martinez Di Benedetto, and I am honored to serve the city I love as head of the Office of Constituent Services. Questions about life in Hoboken? Hit me up. I'm here. As many of you know, I was born and raised right here in Hoboken, just like our city clerk, Jimmy Farina, who we welcome now to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
That guy stole my voice. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. What time is Mr. Rogers coming out?
Thank you to the Honor Guard, Thank you to the Honor Guard, and thank you, Mr. Farina. I'm beyond thrilled that we are gathered. Please have a seat. I'm beyond thrilled that we are gathering tonight in this space here, as I am also actually on the board of Miles Square Theater. So I know, Miles Square Theater, woo! So I am delighted to now introduce you to our executive director, Elizabeth DeCandelo.
Thank you so much. We are so excited to welcome you here to Miles Square Theater. It is truly an honor to once again host the annual State of the City Address. So here at Miles Square Theater, we believe that a thriving city is one that is full of vibrancy and, most importantly, art. So we hope that you will join us for our current show. Feel free to take a postcard on your way out. The set is here, isn't it cool? Tiny Beautiful Things, this runs through March 23rd. Also, our annual fundraiser is on April 6th. It's our 7th inning stretch in conjunction with 24-hour plays. And they will fire me if I don't say, please consider making a donation to Miles Square Theater and get matching funds if you can, and encourage your friends to do that so that we can continue to serve this community through diverse, timely, and entertaining productions. We make theater on the unceded territory of the Lenni Lenape tribe. We in the theater are used to creating community, these ephemeral families who come together to tell stories and connect to all those who will listen and observe. The stories are often forgotten, but the community we create lasts forever. In that same way, do we acknowledge that the Lenape tribe was here, is here, and will continue to be here, and we are grateful to be in community with them and their ancestors in this space with all of you. And now please welcome to the stage City Engineer Olga Garcia.
Thank you for the beautiful introduction. Welcome, City of Hoboken. My name is Olga Garcia, and I'm your city engineer, and I'm excited to welcome you all here. In my role, I oversee the construction and infrastructure projects, from improving our roads to upgrading water vital city systems, helping to keep Hoboken running safely and efficiently. I will be remiss to say that just doesn't happen with me. That happens because I have a very strong team from public safety, OEM, and our traffic commander, Lieutenant Rotondi. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do with so many projects going on. And I'm sorry I get off script, so let me keep it to the script. Tonight, I have the great honor to introduce Mayor Ravi Bhalla to the stage for his final State of the City address as the City of Hoboken. And it is a great pleasure. If I have to use a word to identify you, I will say confidence. You have a great team around you, and it's somebody that is not afraid to take suggestions and have stars around him. So without further ado, please take it away, Mayor Bhalla, and welcome.
Thank you. Oh, sit down. Okay. Welcome, everyone. I can't see anyone with these lights, but that's okay. And thank you, Vanessa, Daisy, Nora, and Olga for that introduction and for starting us off tonight. You are just a few of the incredible women who make Hoboken run every day. As we celebrate Women's History Month, it is important to acknowledge that women have had to work hard to earn the leadership roles they deserve. They say that women are underrepresented in government, particularly in positions of executive function and influence. I'm proud to say that in this administration, the exact opposite is true. I'm proud to say that under my administration, not only have women had a seat at the table, they are literally running this city at the highest levels of government and making us better and stronger every day. Women aren't just given these opportunities, they earn it through talent, hard work, dedication, and perseverance. In Hoboken, we are fortunate to have so many strong women leading the way, like Sergeant Christine Collins, Officer Daniela Simone, Cheryl Noble in the fire department, Director Jen Gonzalez, Director Diana Aviles, Health Officer Nancy Tarantino, Deputy Health Officer Berlin Volcant, Head of Cultural Affairs Kristen Cricco-Powell, Event Producer Angie Ledesma, Court Administrator Kerry Azzolini, Mary Beth Rotundi in the Clerk's Office, and I want to give a special shout out to Diane Goldschall, who is my assistant and tries her best to keep me on schedule, even though it's usually not very easy to do so. Diane is a real gem, and I'm lucky to have her by my side these years. And I can't say enough great things about having someone who's loyal, who you can trust, who cares about her job, takes pride in it. So thank you, Diane, for being by my side all these years. I appreciate it. Let's stand up and give these women a round of applause. Okay, so now because it's Women's History Month, I just want to focus briefly on family and really the three women in my life who have had the most impact on me. I'll start from the bottom up. So Arza is my daughter. She is going to college next year, but when I first ran for city council, when I first ran for elected office, she was in a stroller. She was only 2 years old. And she was with me the whole time, and it's been such a pleasure to watch you grow into an intelligent, confident, strong young woman. The type of young woman who, when she smiles, the room lights up, and it's just, so very proud of you, Arza. And, Bindia, my wife, is really the rock behind our family. She's the one that makes things run. Without her, not just me, but our kids and our whole extended family wouldn't be where we are. So I just want to say that, I love you, and I'm so grateful that you are in my life. Thank you so much. I wouldn't also be here without my mother, of course. When I think about my mom, I think about two things. One is that, when I was growing up in New Jersey, I was a little kid. I was younger than Shabake, my son, and I would be bullied because I looked different growing up in New Jersey in the schools. And she would always tell me, don't, if you're bullied, if you're treated unfairly, don't take it. Make sure you stand up for yourself and be proud of who you are. Always be proud of who you are. And that is something that stayed with me for my entire life. And I also remember, Mom, in 1982, when things were not going well for our community back in India, You sat me down at the dinner table one day. You probably don't remember, but I remember. And you told me about what was happening to our community and the injustice. And that was the first time I learned about the concept of social justice. To learn about it from your mother is a special thing, to learn right from wrong and to learn to stand up when you see something that's wrong and try to make it better. And my mom taught me those values, and for that I'll be forever grateful. So thank you, Mom. And just want to acknowledge and tell Dilly, we appreciate you in this Women's History Month. You also make the family go around, and you are super, super special. We love you, as well as my brother Umar. It's his birthday today. My dad, Shabig, Azad, Nishan, and Sirtaj. Thank you guys so much for being here. So, 7 years ago, I delivered my first address, standing here as a newly elected mayor, filled with excitement, determination, and an unwavering commitment to make Hoboken the best version of itself. I remember walking through the streets in those early days. There were potholes that needed fixing, parks were in desperate need of investment, and water mains were waiting to burst. I remember the conversations with my neighbors, the hopes you shared with me, along with the belief that together, we can do better. We were sick of feeling stuck because Hoboken has never been a city that waits for something to happen. Instead, we make them happy. We have always been a city of builders, doers, of people who see challenges and say, let's figure this out. I think about generations before us, the Lenape who inhabited these shores, the waves of immigrants who arrived with pockets full of nothing but hope, the families who built businesses from the ground up, and the activists who fought for a more just community. Every step forward in our history has been made by people who refused to settle for good enough. And today, we stand on their shoulders with the same spirit, the same determination, and the same responsibility to move Hoboken forward. So tonight, I share with you my final State of the City address. I want to talk about what we've accomplished. I want to talk about what's possible. I want to talk about the city that we are building here together. And I want to talk about the challenges we've turned into opportunities and about the future that is ours to shape. Because Hoboken's story is far from over. In fact, as I always say, the best is yet to come. It is no secret that we have had our fair share of challenges, whether it's literal rising tides or pressure from growth and change in a modern city. We have never turned away. Instead, we have proudly led the way in resilience. Take our Rebuild by Design project, for example. More than a decade ago, Superstorm Sandy devastated our city, leaving families without water or power for days. But instead of simply rebuilding back to where we were, always vulnerable, we reimagined, we innovated, and now we are creating a model for flood protection, one that doesn't just protect us from disaster, but also enhances our parks, strengthens our neighborhoods, and prepares us for the future. That is the Hoboken way. We don't just bounce back, we build forward. When I took office 7 years ago, Rebuild by Design was in its infancy and struggling against pressures inside and outside of our city. Now, thanks to our advocacy, the state of New Jersey has invested another $100 million into RBD. And this major climate adaptation project will be the most consequential project of our lifetime and set a national model for cities across America. Once completed, this flood protection system will not only safeguard Hoboken from storm surge, but it will also provide community amenities at Harborside Park, including a playground, an amphitheater, gardens, and an open plaza, as well as a sliding gate that you'll never see in ordinary sunny days, but it'll deploy when necessary to fully connect the resist feature across 15th Street, keeping the Hudson River from flooding our homes. When construction is done, not only will 80% of the city be comprehensively protected from storm surge flooding, but flood insurance rates will likely go down, and Hoboken will become a model city for resilience that cities across the country and the globe will look to as climate change causes rising sea levels everywhere. And in northwestern Hoboken, we have the state's largest resiliency park. Just think about it. When I came into office about 7-8 years ago, Resiliency Park was a former empty lot. It was the former site of a chemical plant. Nothing had been there for years. And today, it's a site of the city's largest park, the state's largest resiliency park, providing field space for soccer, baseball, and lacrosse, a lawn to host summer movies under the stars, a cafe and community space, and a tank underground that has collected millions of gallons of rainwater to mitigate flooding. This is a generational project that when we look back decades from now will set the standard for cities all across America to emulate. But this project is part of a larger system. It can't work in a silo. That's why we've collaborated with the NHSA on wet weather pumps and the Adams Street force main to ensure that water captured by the park can be expelled quickly during and after a storm event, and we can dewater the city and return to normalcy faster than before. We're also increasing our capacity in the Southwest, expanding the Southwest Resiliency Park to create more active amenities and withhold 500,000 gallons of stormwater. We look forward to cutting the ribbon on this expansion later this year, which will feature a basketball court and a playground. And don't fret, pickleballers, your courts will also be back in action soon. So we have also laid the groundwork for the next Resiliency Park at 800 Monroe, and I fully expect the incoming mayor to stand firm against any outside threats of this park and this project from neighboring cities. This critical park will not only bring additional tennis courts and active recreation, but also enhance flood resiliency for residents in West Hoboken. I can't stress enough the critical role these parks play in adapting to the effects of climate change as the world faces heavier rainstorms and more serious flooding every single year. I strongly believe that cities like Hoboken right now are at an inflection point where we can choose to continue with infrastructure projects as usual without accounting for the next 10, 20, or even 50 years and what they will look like, or we can choose our own destiny. That is why it is even more important than ever that cities lead the way, to acknowledge that, yes, climate change is real, and it will take bold action now for cities to even dare to exist, coastal cities especially, to even dare to exist in the future. Folks, climate change is an existential threat to the city of Hoboken, to its very existence. It's why we're reinvesting not only in climate adaptation, but clean energy, so that the next generation will inherit a city that is stronger, healthier, and more sustainable. It has led us to create the city's first climate action plan and a department dedicated solely to climate action and innovation. Also, EV charging infrastructure, launching a citywide composting and textile recycling, and introducing a renewable energy program that, which albeit has had its hiccups, has already saved residents $1 million since it launched. Now, this work is far from over. The next administration and the next will need to take up the mantle, and even more so, the next generation. Our young people are leading the way, advocating for climate action, embracing public transit, and pushing to be bolder in our communities. We owe it to them to listen, to act, and to ensure that when they look back, they know that we did everything possible to create a greener, more just, and more resilient Hoboken. So tomorrow, the city will launch applications to the next round of the Youth Climate Action Fund to empower our leaders of tomorrow to take charge of our community now. Thanks to Bloomberg Philanthropies, this year we'll disperse $90,000 in microgrants to Hoboken youth dedicated to making a difference. It's these combined efforts, ours and theirs, that will ensure that my kids, your kids, and future generations will be able to live and thrive in Hoboken for years to come. I'm also proud to say that we can now confidently say, this is big, we can now confidently say to our children that they will enjoy a dream that has been or has seemed unattainable for decades, a fully connected waterfront at the former Union Dry Dock site. Wasn't easy. Today, thanks in large part to the collective action of countless residents and environmental activists who are preparing to break ground on the waterfront park that many said would never even be built. When I first became a councilman in 2009, I was told that this was an unachievable goal, but we are excited to move forward with the first phase of what we will call Maritime Park. Maritime Park will be a world-class waterfront park that will provide a seamless and continuous walkway stretching from one end of our city to the other. A park that balances recreation, history, and resilience. A park that features expansive lawns, an upgraded skate park, and an expanded beach. A park that will have a living shoreline. And a new learning pier to help immerse residents young and old in the natural wonders of the Hudson River. But this park is more than just a place to gather. It will be a rich tribute to Hoboken's maritime heritage. A new maritime pier and community center will honor our working waterfront's legacy, offering space for cultural exhibits, educational programming, and even docking for historic vessels, giving residents the opportunity to engage in a hands-on experience. And while we celebrate our past, we also have to prepare for our future. Maritime Park is designed with resiliency at its core, featuring a tidal marsh, stormwater management systems, and a tree canopy to combat rising temperatures. The park's design accounts for sea level rise, ensuring this space will continue for future generations. As you can see, this is more than just construction. This is a promise fulfilled. A promise that our waterfront belongs to everyone. A promise that our shoreline will not just be preserved, but enhanced. A promise that future generations will enjoy uninterrupted access to one of the most breathtaking urban waterfronts in America. In Maritime Park, we are not just building another green space. We are strengthening our connection to water, to our history, and to each other. When I was first elected mayor, I also promised to improve our infrastructure. The bones of our city have been old, broken, and in need of repair. Of course, this includes critical, basic infrastructure like our water mains, which for decades suffered from neglect and underinvestment. Through our renegotiated water service agreement, we're modernizing this essential infrastructure to ensure more reliable service. So far, we've replaced 5 miles of water mains with another 5 miles set for upgrades by 2034, and we've helped replace 70 lead service lines, working with homeowners across the city because clean, reliable water isn't a luxury, it's a basic human right. So let's remember that resiliency isn't just about pipes and pumps and weathering the next storm. It's about finding utility in those places that enhance our urban fabric. The parks we built aren't just patches of grass or sponges to absorb rainwater. They're also places where children take their first steps, where families gather, and where friendships are formed. We didn't just strengthen our infrastructure, we've built community. And that's what continues to keep us resilient and prepared for the future of what comes next. At the end of the day, we know that a strong city is about its people. It's about ensuring that the very things that make Hoboken special, its diversity, its energy, its sense of community, aren't lost as we grow. It's why we've invested in public art and the Division of Cultural Affairs to continue to celebrate this diversity, including with our youth through teen art programming, which is expanding this year. Critically, it's why we've also expanded affordable housing initiatives and fought to ensure that longtime residents and families can continue to call Hoboken home. Let's be real for a minute. Our city, our county, and the entire tri-state area is in a housing crisis. Millions of Americans, countless of residents right here, are faced with skyrocketing housing costs, high rents, and limited supply. In the worst case scenarios, those who cannot afford a home anymore might be living homeless in our community. This is a reality we simply cannot ignore. The problem is clear. Rents are rising by hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Many longtime residents can no longer afford to live in the town where they were born and raised. Meanwhile, aging homes are falling into disrepair with crumbling staircases and leaky roofs in desperate need of attention. It's more important than ever for cities like Hoboken to do our part to address the growing housing crisis and our constitutional obligation to provide affordable housing. That's why my administration is asking the City Council to move forward on a historic project to create hundreds of units of workforce housing at the current site of Garage B, transforming an aging and costly garage into a mixed-use, transit-oriented property. This site, which instead of market-rate luxury housing, will be a mix of affordable housing units and workforce housing units so that workers and low and moderate income residents also have a place to call home in Hoboken. So this project, the Garage B redevelopment plan, I would say is one of the boldest affordable housing initiatives that we've even introduced in recent memory. And so I'm proud to stand with the teachers, firefighters, police officers, and municipal workers who keep our city running by just saying that you deserve to live in the community that you serve. Well, this is just one project. It is also a promise, a commitment that Hoboken is not strictly this upper class haven. It's a place where we recognize and honor the generations of residents who have built the best city in New Jersey and deserve to call Hoboken home. And seniors need our help too. Rising housing costs have had an outsized impact on our seniors, and it's time for bold action. Last year, I announced Hoboken's first fully affordable senior housing development in over 30 years. Today, I'm proud to share that the project received zoning board approval and is moving forward, with a groundbreaking anticipated later this year at 11th and Willow. This 6-story building will offer 36 deed-restricted affordable homes for seniors, along with community space to enhance their quality of life. But this is more than just about bricks and mortar. It's ensuring that every resident in our city has a place where they can call home. And it's just one of the many steps we're taking to expand affordable housing and make Hoboken a more inclusive city. Working hand in hand with the residents and the leaders of the Hoboken Housing Authority, we've adopted a common sense redevelopment plan that does more than just revitalize buildings. It strengthens the fabric of our community. Now, with a redeveloper on board, the HHA can begin its journey to work with HUD to rehabilitate and replace 1,354 existing homes through a phased approach, ensuring that the 2,500 people who built their lives here can also stay here. It will create vibrant community space a new resiliency park, upgrade critical infrastructure to tackle flooding and sewer issues, and improve transportation so residents have better access to what they need. At its core, the Hoboken Housing Authority Rehabilitation Plan is about keeping Hoboken affordable and about creating a mix of diverse housing opportunities, but importantly, it is about people and honoring the past while we build a stronger, more inclusive future for Hoboken. As you know, we have an affordable housing ordinance that requires affordable housing as part of every redevelopment agreement that I sign. Over the next 5 years, Hoboken will see 200 new affordable housing units come online through projects like Hoboken Connect, which will also incorporate a new bus terminal, rehabilitate the ferry terminal for commercial space, and restore Warrington Plaza. And the 1500 Clinton Street project, which will break ground this year, will also include 38 units of affordable housing, along with an uptown branch of the Hoboken Public Library, just a block from where we are here tonight. And when the redevelopment project at 38 Jackson Street opens this fall, 11 affordable housing units will be available, and Southwest Hoboken will finally get a long-awaited grocery store and much-needed preschool space, so our youngest students will find a learning community that is closer to home. While we work to build more affordable housing and workforce housing, preserving rent control remains just as critical. Last year, we stood shoulder to shoulder with tenants and advocacy groups to withstand the hundreds of thousands of dollars of special interest money to defeat a referendum that, if it was passed, would have gutted rent control in the city of Hoboken. Keeping Hoboken affordable for longtime residents and families across incomes remains a priority, and my administration, alongside the tenant advocate and the Rent Control and Stabilization Office, continues to fight against corporate landlords attempting to impose unconscionable rent increases. By working directly with tenants, enforcing rent control laws, and holding bad actors accountable, we are committed to ensuring that Hoboken remains a place that all residents can continue to call home. That the national housing crisis is not unique to Hoboken, frankly, cannot be overstated enough. What is unique, however, is how we care for our most vulnerable, because success can't just be measured by what we build, but who we lift up along the way. In 2024, our social workers were more than just case managers. They were lifelines, helping those in our community who are experiencing homelessness to secure IDs, housing, and basic mental health services. Their work of our social workers has been nothing short of remarkable. They've assisted tenants with securing temporary rental assistance, preventing evictions. They connected a struggling resident with a nonprofit to pay off overdue utility bills, facilitated phone and tablet donations, and even secured a free mobile scooter for a senior, restoring their independence. Through their Fresh Start program, we accommodated 56 clients with showers and 58 clients with haircuts, providing dignity and confidence. Project BEST screened 91 residents for vision care while offering job fairs and outreach programs connecting people to employment, legal aid, and mental health support. As we look to this year, we will offer Medicaid enrollment services, free legal clinics, and monthly donation drives, ensuring that no resident is left behind. Folks, that is what it means to be a compassionate and forward-thinking city. We do not just acknowledge the struggles of our neighbors, but we take action to support them. And today, we reaffirm our commitment to making sure that every Hoboken resident, no matter their circumstances, has access to care, resources, and the support that they need to thrive. Our compassion community are why we are also investing in safe streets, so that everyone, whether you walk, bike, drive, or take the bus can move around our city safely and easily. A key example of this will be the Sinatra Drive redevelopment project, which will break ground this fall thanks to those who have advocated for making pedestrian and bicycle safety and access to our waterfront a priority. This project will make long-awaited connectivity improvements and create a safer experience for everyone, including a smoother roadway, a two-way protected bikeway, trees, crosswalks, new lighting, and more. With these new investments, Sinatra Drive will be better than ever, a place where people don't just move past the city but experience it on foot, on bike, and in a car more safely, thanks to our Vision Zero initiative. When we committed to Vision Zero, we set out an ambitious goal. It's in fact a goal that's more ambitious than cities across the country, eliminating traffic deaths and injuries by 2030. And I'm proud to report that as of January of this year, we have now gone 8 consecutive years without a single traffic fatality. So this didn't just happen by chance. It happened because we made safety a priority, because we redesigned our streets with modern safety features, because we installed over 230 curb extensions, and daylit over 2/3 of our intersections citywide to give pedestrians the visibility that they deserve. But it isn't just about numbers. It's about a parent who can now push their child's stroller across the street without fear. It's about the seniors who know they'll be seen and respected when they step off the curb. It's about the thousands of people in our city who don't just feel safer, but are safer. Our commitment to Vision Zero is unwavering, and our work is far from done. This year, we will explore even more protected bike lanes to improve connectivity and safety through our neighborhoods. Because let's face it, bikes are still on our sidewalks, and we need cyclists to feel safer on our streets. As we continue to work with the county to improve safety along Uptown Willow Avenue, we will continue to gather input and use cutting-edge data collection to identify near misses, ensuring a comprehensive approach to removing this corridor from our high crash network with innovative engineering. I'm proud to announce that later this year, the Department of Transportation and Parking will release the Curb Reimagined Action Plan, a first-of-its-kind initiative to rethink curb spaces so they better serve everyone, whether it's biking, receiving a delivery, parking, or using a rideshare. Perhaps the biggest transformation you will see will be right here in Northwest Hoboken, which represents the final frontier of our city's development. This industrial area is poised for rebirth through our thoughtfully designed redevelopment plan for the North End, with micromobility and Vision Zero at its center. This plan includes affordable housing, a linear park, pedestrian promenades, protected bike lanes, and a new light rail at 15th Street. But every crosswalk we improve, every bike lane we build, every street we redesign isn't just about creating common sense infrastructure. It's about building a city that works for people, a city that's safe, easy, and accessible to all. Now, folks, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. There will be painful months ahead as construction continues, but we have to push forward on these crucial projects that protect you and your property from rainfall flooding, to provide you with reliable, clean drinking water, to create more open space, to make your streets safer, and to ensure that we never have to evacuate the city again because a hurricane is headed our way. We will, of course, work with our engineers, transportation planners, and police department to try to mitigate these traffic impacts. But the reality is we will experience more congestion over the next few months. We will feel potholes under our tires, and a phone call may be interrupted by the sound of a jackhammer. Folks, these are the growing pains of a city that is investing in its future. And I urge you, do not lose sight of the end result, of the Hoboken of tomorrow, of the city that you demanded us to deliver and that you deserve. A city where you no longer have to wade through ankle-deep, flooded intersections on your way home from work. A city where you don't have to play Frogger just to walk home to your kid to a park. A city where that same park not only has a playground and a grassy lawn, but also an underground stormwater detention tank so that your basement stays dry. I know it's inconvenient, I know it's frustrating, but I'm asking you to hang tight, Hoboken, because your priorities are my priorities. And my team, they are going above and beyond to make your priorities their own. We also heard you when you said you wanted a stronger focus on public safety and you want to see more police officers. This year, we're making one of the most significant investments in public safety because a safe city is a thriving city. Today, we began installing 30 AI-equipped cameras in Church Square Park, giving the Hoboken Police Department more tools to investigate and respond to incidents faster. And that's just the start. More cameras will be installed in parks across the city to keep our parks safer. But technology alone doesn't cut it. While last year we increased the police department capacity by 10 officers, I recognize that this simply isn't enough for a city that's growing at a faster clip. So tonight, I'm urging the City Council to approve the hiring of 20 new police officers so that Chief Aguiar can create a dedicated community policing bureau and bring back on-street foot patrols. Because while violent crime is down 14% and the department's arrest rate is exceptional, we recognize that no data point brings you comfort if you don't feel safe walking home at night. By emphasizing proactive, community-based policing with an active on-street police presence in your neighborhoods, we will increase police visibility and ensure that every resident is and feels protected. We're also bolstering our fire department, having hired 13 new firefighters last year to ensure that every truck is fully staffed and ready to respond at a moment's notice. Simply put, more firefighters on every call, on every truck, saves lives. Earlier this year, we also secured the future of emergency medical services in Hoboken with a new 5-year contract for Hoboken's EMS. Our EMTs' response times average just 2.5 minutes, and their new state-of-the-art ambulance means that they can continue to deliver the high-quality care that you deserve when you need it most. These aren't just investments, they're commitments to your safety. With a stronger police presence, more firefighters, and reliable EMS, we're making Hoboken safer than ever. I want to take a moment to thank our public safety personnel and recognize the incredible city employees and department directors who work tirelessly to serve our community. Your dedication and professionalism make Hoboken a better place every day. From keeping our streets safe to delivering essential services, your efforts do not go unnoticed. On behalf of the residents of the city of Hoboken, thank you for all that you do. I also want to acknowledge and thank our city council members here today who are here with us tonight. Your decisions impact the future of our city, and I deeply appreciate our partnership and your dedication and commitment to serving our city. We lost a true example of this dedication this year with the unexpected loss of Councilman Jen Giattino. Jen was more than a public servant. She was a tireless advocate for our neighbors, whether it was fighting for small businesses, standing up for residents, especially those experiencing homelessness. She embodied the very best of Hoboken. Her impact on our city is immeasurable, and I hope we will all continue to be inspired by her legacy of service, kindness, camaraderie, and her unwavering commitment to make Hoboken a better place for all. I'd ask that we ask for a moment of silence in her memory. Thank you. The best part of Hoboken is that we push for greatness together. Because Hoboken is a city where neighbors still look out for each other, where local businesses aren't just places to shop and to connect, where people step up, whether it's moments in crisis or in everyday acts of kindness. So tonight, let's reaffirm what we already know to be true. Hoboken's strength is in its community. Because it wasn't just city officials replacing our water mains. It was a community that refused to settle for unreliable infrastructure. It wasn't just engineers designing flood barriers. It was parents, business owners, and advocates coming together and calling for resilience. Every step we've taken, every challenge we've overcome has been because of the unity of this city and its people. While this might be my final year as your mayor, the work does not stop here. The foundation we have laid will continue to support future generations because the story of Hoboken is not finished. It will be written by the next administration, the next generation, and by each of you. The question is, what kind of city do we want to be? A city that settles, or a city that continues to rise to every challenge, to lead with heart, and to inspire others? So let's keep pushing and dreaming of a Hoboken that's stronger, greener, safer, and more united than ever before. Because when Hoboken faces a challenge, we don't turn away. We rise, we adapt, and we lead the way forward. Thank you, Hoboken, for your trust, your partnership, and your belief in our shared vision. It has been an honor of a lifetime to serve as your mayor. And while this might be my last year as mayor, my commitment to the city will never fade. Good night, and may Hoboken continue to thrive for generations to come. Thank you. I'd ask you all to please stay rising for the retirement of the colors. Thank you. All right, as I say, that's a wrap. Thank you and have a good night.